G'day. Have you been out in your caravan for a nice weekend away, sitting around the fire, and you go to bed, open the door of your van, and it's full of bugs? Well, yes, that's happened to us before. And in this video, I'm going to show you how I've gone about keeping the little critters out. Well, after quite a few trips away during the warmer months, out around the Condamine River area and the long grass and everything after a decent wet season, plenty of rain. We had it happen last Christmas where we were sitting out around the fire, come to go to bed, and the van is just full of bugs. Now they're that tiny that you can barely see them, but when you're laying in bed trying to go to sleep and they're crawling all over you, it's near impossible and it's so uncomfortable. And I even got told by Mandy that we ain't coming back here again. I can't have that happening because there's so many great places out there to explore, and especially in summertime, those warmer months, the little bugs are everywhere. So I've done a fair bit of research and looking around the van of a night time, trying to see where the light may be shining through, where there's a gap, trying to stop those little bugs getting into the van. And I think I've come up with where they're getting in. So I went around all the vents thinking maybe they're getting in a vent somewhere. And I know we did have issues with the door a while ago. Once you shut it, you've got that little foam strip everywhere around your screen door, more so down here around the lock. And when that was closed, there was still daylight. You could see a gap right in through there. So that's just an invitation saying, come on fellas, get in here. But since then, this was one that we done a while ago. Got this weather type strip off of eBay, I think it was only cheap, and it slides in to that little channel around the inside of your door frame, all the way around and across the bottom. And that actually, when the door closes, creates a nice seal all the way. And you still get these few little minute gaps around there, but it's nice and neat to try and stop them getting in around your door. So that was number one. I thought we'd solved the problem after that. Then we had another trip and they were still getting in. Not quite as many, but they're still getting in. So then I went around checking all the vents. Now you can't just cover your vents up because it's the law to have these vents open while you've got gas in your van. So this vent here was one. Pulled that off and put fly screen mesh in behind there. There's other vents up in behind your microwave on the outside. And this one here. I don't know if you can see that up in there, but I've done the same thing and put fly screen mesh in there. Now this window here was the one we had the leak with a while ago, and I've actually done the repair on that to try and seal it up and keep the bugs out. And I'll show you with a bit of paper how it actually closes the gap and where they're getting in. So that's your window frame, or on a Jayco like ours anyway. There's that many different models of window frames out there. So your block out comes up and your screen comes down. Oh, that's dirty. If anybody knows a good way to clean these fly screens, please let us know in the comments. That's probably from our last trip out to Warwick in the wind and the dust. But anyway, that's enough of that. So the bugs will come in, they'll hit the fly screen from the outside, and you think, beauty, they're not coming in through there, but around the side of your frames. I don't know if you can see that there. There's minute little gap, and you can actually slide a bit of paper right through there. So if you're a bug coming in from the outside and you can see daylight or the lights of a night time from there, they'll just come straight in. Thank you very much. And I've been around all the windows and they're all like that, especially on the bigger windows where it's such a big sort of long span, about a metre, and they're fairly flexible. Like, look at the gap that's in behind there. They'll just come straight in. Even though it's not much, it's only probably not even a millimetre, they will find their way in. So one thing I'll show you is from the outside is your fridge vents. Now, there ain't much you can do about that. You could put fly screen in behind there and the top one, but to keep that fridge working efficiently, I prefer not to have that fully sealed up because it would restrict your airflow a little bit. With a three-way fridge, it relies on the air circulation coming in from the bottom and coming out from the top. And that vent pipe there off your flue is all one big void in behind there. So from the inside, as long as your fridge is sealed up and there's no other nooks and crannies that they can be getting out, I'm not too worried about sealing those up with fly screen mesh or anything. So they should not be getting into there. One other place I thought they might be getting in is through your drainage hole in your shower, because that's just connected through the plumbing and out through your hose that you clip on the outside to let all that water drain away. Same with your sink, they could be coming up there. It's all connected to the same bit of plumbing. But that's the last resort. We'll try that after the window frames. If we get these sealed up and we're still getting bugs in, that's probably another option. Along with your vent in the shower that doesn't 100% seal up. Over night time we usually just close that and nothing can get in then. But if you forget to close it and it's on dark and the bugs can see light from the outside like that fly, they'll come straight in. There's gaps there everywhere, so that's a big one where your bugs could be getting in. Might look at trying to seal that up a little bit better, but it's hard because you've got moving parts there. So it's easier just to close that one. And same with your roof hatches. You can have the fly screen closed, but they will find their way in somehow. They're a bit flimsy around the edges, so it's easier just to leave it fully closed and nothing can get in. So I reckon that's where the bugs have got to be coming in. There's nowhere else that they can be getting in. It's all fully sealed up. So I'm going to show you with these few bits and pieces I picked up from Bunnings how we can remove that frame. There's only a couple of screws in there, 8 screws. Take that off, and that's how I done the bathroom window, with a bit of filler rod and some of this foam stripping, which is this stuff here, self-adhesive one side. Stick that on and it closes that gap up so that nothing can get in. So before summertime comes and it warms up a bit and the bugs are more active, and I'll show you how we go and hopefully keep the little buggers out. And there you have it. That is, oop, just lost a screw outside. So that is your fly screen frame, looking at it from the other side. Just lean that up so you can have a decent look. So if the bugs are coming in, they're getting there. Shouldn't be able to get in through that mesh, which is nice and fine like a midgie mesh, but probably not so much top and bottom on a little window frame like this. If there's a gap there, they'll hit that and come straight in. But I think most of the issue is on the sides because that's so flexible. And I found this pulling that bathroom window off to do the reseal a while ago. That bottom track was just full of all the bugs. So they're getting in there, but they didn't actually find their way in. So they're getting that far that they're all trapped in there. That's what gave me the idea that they're finding their way out somehow through there. So what we're going to do with the filler rod, we're going to put that into that little gap, and that'll fill the void all the way down both sides. And then with this self-adhesive tape, just going to stick that on there and across the corner where the screws are, so that then it's fully sealed up, and hopefully that'll stop them getting in. Which I'll show you the old paper test, the bathroom window that I did a while ago. You can't push that paper through, so there's no gap there where the bugs can be getting in at all. It's sealed up tight. So hopefully it keeps the bugs out. Mandy's happy and I'm happy, because there ain't nothing worse than trying to sleep with all those bugs crawling over you. Anybody that's been out there in that western country, or anywhere for that matter, in the warmer months when the bugs are active, it's near impossible. Especially after you've been sitting around the fire having dinner, having a couple of cold drinks, time to go to bed and you open the van up and they're in there everywhere. It's just a nightmare. So all we want to do is do this side here first. Get that backing rod, just squeeze it in there, and eventually the bugs might eat their way through it, or if it starts breaking down and gets a bit weak and deteriorated. And you can see there, with that squished into that little channel that used to look like that with the channel in it, and being flexible, there's always that gap that they can get in. Now that's sealed up. Once that pushes hard against the wall, there ain't no way they're getting through there. We'll do the same to the other side. So we're going to stick that on there. There we go, like that. We'll stick that just like that. And snip that. And just a little bit across there. Same on this bit. That's one side done. With the cold weather, the stuff isn't playing the game, but once it all goes back in, it should be right. Same again, run another one of these strips. And that is one window frame ready to get screwed back on. So that's easy enough. We'll screw it back on and I'll show you the paper test again, how it's fully sealed up now and they shouldn't get in. Well, there we go, screwed back in, apart from a couple of screws that I've dropped out the window. So everything slides as it should. Now, the big test, can we slide the bit of paper through there? I think not, because it's hitting on all that seal now. And if you push that in, a little bit of weight on it, it's fully sealed up. Now you can see the backing strip is in there, so it's pushed out off the window a little bit, but if you can see that, there ain't no gap there anymore. No way that the bugs can be getting in. So hopefully that's just shown a little way that you can bug proof your van, try and keep them out so that things are a lot more comfortable for night time when you're trying to go to bed, or even if you're sitting inside watching a bit of telly before you go to bed. It can be bloody annoying. So hopefully that's helped you. A little bit of a tip and trick to make life easier that doesn't cost much, simple DIY. That took about 5 or 10 minutes. So I'll do the bigger windows, they might take a bit longer, and then we're fully bug proof. Thanks for watching that one, guys, and give us a thumbs up if you liked it, if it's helped you in any way. And if you're not already subscribed to our channel, please consider subscribing so that you don't miss any more of our adventures or other little tips and tricks just like this one. If you've liked this video and it's been helpful, check out these other couple of DIY and maintenance videos coming up on the screen now. Thanks guys, see you soon.